Originally, I'm from Connecticut, from Glastonbury. Fun fact, I'm Patrick from Glastonbury, which is also St. Patrick's bishopric in England. So another Patrick from a different Glastonbury, but fun little connection. I came down to Washington College to study history. I knew that that was what I wanted to do. I've always had a passion for it. Growing up in New England, obviously you're always surrounded by everything kind of old and antiquarian. My grandfather was actually an antiques dealer, so it's kind of in the blood a bit. But I came down here especially drawn to the college's history program and to the Star Center, both of which are excellent. And graduated, got an internship at the Smithsonian American Art Museum first, and then moved around the institution for a few years before coming back here, and very happy to be back. Well, it was one of the reasons I came to Washington College is I was so drawn to, when I came down to Chestertown, I just knew, you're one of those, college students, and you're sulking. My parents are dragging me around to all these different places, and you hear so many times, but it really is true. The second you're in Chestertown, you know if you like it. And it really, rang true for me. It came in the spring, all the trees were flowering, it was gorgeous. Just walking around town, you can feel the history all around you, and I loved it. Yes, before I came down, it was one of the things that was very exciting to me, that there was this college that had a center specifically for, the American experience. And I like that, and it taught me a lot about, history to me is everything, right? If you're studying literature, you're studying history. If you're studying art, you're studying history. Even if you're studying mathematics or science, you're studying history. And that's one of the things that they really, instilled in me. Well, I'm definitely a lot more, settled than I was 9 months ago. I feel like there's always new things to uncover here, though. There's never, I don't know if anybody can truly be settled in Kent County, right? There's always something new. Every week I come in and there's, something I never knew about before. I don't know, maybe it's different if you grew up here, but to me it feels like there's always something I'm discovering. We've got the genealogy collection downstairs, and the amount of people who walk in and they didn't even know. They'll see, their family name on the wall and they say, oh, I'm a Ringgold, I'm what have you. There's so many up there, and, they'll accidentally discover their Kent County connection. Oh, that's my great-great-grandfather in there I recognize, and I didn't know that I had a connection here. They were just visiting. It's one of the very, interesting things to me about Kent County is, unlike so much of America, you have people who stay here for 9 odd generations now, some even longer, and they're still here. They don't move around. So many stories in America are, people move south, or they move west, or they move north, or they move around. But people in Kent County, obviously people move to Kent County, but a lot of people, when they're here, tend to stick here. Legacy Day is a co-sponsored event with Sumner Hall that celebrates the legacy of the African American community in Kent County. So this year we're celebrating 10 years of Legacy Day. It's become a bit of a fixture in the county. I remember coming here, I was very excited to hear that something you don't expect to see in a largely rural community, that they're celebrating this rich and vibrant history, and it really is. Every year people come out with stories and their experiences, and it's really fascinating. And I love that this is something that has been going on for so long and has so much buy-in from the community here. Yeah. We have the exhibition at the Bordley. There's obviously all of the programs. There's a parade, there's a dance party, there's, I think River Arts is doing a lot for it as well. So it's going to be fun. the Historical Society has so much, richness in our collections. And what we want to do is foreground that, right? I mean, I know that a lot of people have heard of the Historical Society, but I mean, just to be truthful, how many people know what we have, right? And that's what we want to bring forward. Because there is so much there, we want to make it a center for researchers. We want to make it a center for anybody coming through. If they want to do, their family genealogy, we want them to know what we have here. People tend to stumble upon what's in the Historical Society, but we want it to not be an accidental thing. We want people to come there, intentionally and say, I know you have this, I want to look at it. And that's what we're working on, right, in our board meetings and everything, is how do we get that to happen? What sort of programs do we need to do that? What sort of grants do we need to fund that? Who needs to have buy-in on what?